Hello. This looks like a very boring wall because it is a very boring wall. You're in my desk area because today, after we finish our November wrap-up, we're going to be setting up my 2025 reading journal and then going over, my spreadsheets of 2024. But first, before we go over the reading journal, let's talk about what I read in November. In November, I read 4 books, but I will only be talking about 3 books. Within these 3 books, they all had 4 stars, and they're all hardbacks too, so funnily enough about that. What I read first is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. This is a continuation basically of what happened in The Cruel Prince. Where it finishes off, you kind of pick up here, well, like a few years later maybe, but you pick up through their story and what happens with them. I don't want to say much about this book simply because to get this the premise, to get the plot of this book, you have to read The Cruel Prince. They go hand in hand, So I don't want to spoil anything about this, but yeah, it was good. 4 stars, like I said. And I really love Holly Black's writing. I feel like it's so fantastical, so good. And I love the way you can just see their emotions without them having to just tell you exactly what they're feeling all the time. Next, I read Most Ardently. I think I'm saying that right. This is a Pride and Prejudice remix. This is about Oliver, who is born a woman, but is a boy, and has to deal with the whole world kind of being against him because it's back in more of a Regency kind of era. So being the whole world against him and not figuring out who is friend and who is foe kind of thing. So you have a lot of that. It's definitely not heavy on the romance. There is obviously a romance in here, but it's mainly more about Oliver's story and what he's going through with his family, with friends and stuff. And I loved it. It's very much a character analysis, and it was great. The romance, though, that does happen in this is so good. Next, A Far Wilder Magic. This book is so good. It was so romantic, but I feel like it's very, how do you say, misleading? Because on the front it says a mythical hunt and whatnot. You think you're gonna get a lot of the hunt. You're not. The hunt, oh my god. I don't think the hunt starts till maybe here. The rest of this, character. You just get their character. You see both of them individually and how they are dealing with life and stuff, and then you see them together and see them falling for each other, and it's so sweet and so cute, so romantic. But it's definitely, again, a character analysis. It is not action-packed beast hunt. It's not that. You're not getting that at all. You're getting them preparing for the beast hunt, but while they're preparing, they're falling in love, they're learning their more about themselves and stuff. Especially Margaret. Margaret has a very interesting relationship with her mother. She loves her mother. She wants to do right by her mother. Her mother kind of doesn't treat her very well. She leaves her at home for months and months on end all by herself, and it's quite sad. But you see Margaret struggle with, does she want to betray her mother or does she want to stick by her and keep helping her? It's a good lesson to learn, not to have to give up everything you are just for someone just because they might be blood. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well, and it's really hard for me to explain for some reason. The only thing I had a quarrel with this book is that it is very slow in the beginning. I was honestly almost was gonna DNF it, but then finally by page 100, literally I was like, oh, get to page 100, and then when I got to page 100 I was hooked. But I will say, if you like anime, if you like Full Metal Alchemist, a lot of people I saw on Goodreads reviews, a lot of people were saying this is like Roy's, and I think her name is Rize, I can't remember. I watched Full Metal Alchemist, but it was so long ago, and I loved it, but I don't remember much about the backstory of those 2 characters. But apparently this is a lot like them. These characters are a lot like Roy Mustang, and then again, don't remember her name, so sorry. I know all the anime fans are gonna be in the comments hating on me, but apparently this is a lot like them. So if you do like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and you like those 2 characters, I recommend reading this because it has to do with alchemy too, and apparently these 2 characters are a lot like it. I didn't notice it while reading, but then once I looked at reviews and saw people talking about it, I was like, okay, yeah, I get where they're coming from. Now we will get into my reading journal.
Here's my reading journal. I have this faux leather reading journal. It's cute and looks studious, so that's why I chose that one. And then it's just a grid notebook. So here is my 2024 reading journal. That's the opening page. I tried to do a collage. I'm not very good at the collages quite yet, but I'm trying to get better at them, all right? Then here I have a yearly reading tracker, and what I do with this one is I time my reading, actually. And then these are based on if I read for 10 minutes up to 7 hours. So I kind of do that. This year I will not be doing this because it was fucking annoying to have to constantly time my reading. I think this year for a year... Why won't you stay open? So rude. This year for my yearly reading tracker, I am going to be doing page count, I think, instead. And do like, maybe starting from like 15, 20, 40, you know, by tens. Just because I did not like having to time myself. It got really annoying when I'm like out and about reading, like in a cafe, and then like my food comes and I have to pause. You know, it's annoying. Here is my yearly reading goal. This is the page. My goal was 30 and I crushed it. I read a lot more than 30. I'm not sure quite yet how many. I will, once I figure out, I'll probably write it somewhere along here. I don't know. And then here is my genre tracker. I fucked up a little everywhere, but it's whatever. I color coordinated like romance to be pink, fantasy to be this like green blue, fiction is purple, classics are this gray blue, and then mystery and thriller is like the most read that I have, which is just basically like a dark pink. And so yeah, these are my genre trackers and my yearly reading goal. I obviously read the most of romance so far this year. Here is my book bingo. So I have like a little bit. I like doing this, but the problem is I don't want to put too many months, like do all of January. I could maybe like fill most of this out and then February fill the rest of it out. I didn't want to do that. So even though I have some that I do have multiple books I finished in a day, I haven't, you know, colored it off yet because I'm going to try to wait, I think, till the end of the year and then figure out for the rest of them. But this is my book bingo. I'm not sure if I'll do it again this year. It was kind of fun, but here is my book of the month. So January is The Serpent and Wing the Night, February, Love on the Brain, March, Betting on You, April, Before the Coffee Gets Cold, May, The Door-to-Door Bookstore, June, Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, July was Secret Book Club, August was Skin of the Sea, in September, Crooked Kingdom, October, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers. November, I have not done yet. I'm waiting to do my November spreads till after December because I want to print everything at the same time because it's a waste of paper otherwise. And then here I have series trackers and my favorite authors. I don't really use these all that much because honestly I don't read these series so often besides the Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And then my favorite, I put Lynn Painter and Ali Hazelwood so far. I have other favorite, you know, authors that I need to probably write down here. Like, for example, Holly Black. I'd maybe like to write her. So I need to maybe do more of this. I'm not going to move these to 2025. They're just going to stay here. Because it seems I have like a lot of room and I don't want to waste paper. And then here are the start of my spreads. So this is like January. In the beginning I started like doing drawings first. I stopped doing that later on in the year because I simply just didn't like it. I don't like my drawings. I'm very bad at it. So this is kind of what I did. I do drawings and then some stickers. I did how many books I read, what genres they were, and then the page count. And then I do like a little reading log of what books I read on what days. I found it to be fun to do that. I will keep doing that because I do really like that. And then I just have a stamp for whether it's a book or an audiobook. Then my star stamp. I have those actually right here. Here's my star stamp. Used it a lot. If it will focus on my star stamp. Okay, there we go. There's my star stamp. So that's what I kind of just do for these months, as you can see, I was doing a bit of drawings in the beginning, but then I think after June, it's no more drawings. I just could not stand my drawings. I felt like they made it look really ugly. In August, I read absolutely nothing. So these are kind of my spreads, and then I haven't finished November. This is where December will be, and then I think for the end of 2024, I want to do a DNF graveyard. I already put like a sticker of a yokai, and I'm going to put more on here, and then I'm going to make little graves and put all the books. As you can see, like on here, I've written which ones I've DNF'd so I can keep track, but I didn't put like May the Best Man Win does not have like a, you know, his book thing here because I didn't want it there. So I'm going to put it in the back here in the graveyard. And then here we are at 2025. I started doing this spread, and now I just need to do the rest. I'm going for more of a collage look this year instead of doing my drawings because I'm not good at drawing, like I said. And I like the collage book. I need to get better at it. Of course, I'm not very good, but the more I do, the more I'll get better. So I need to figure out what kind of inserts I want to do, and that is where I will go to Pinterest for. So I think for yearly reading goal, I'm going to try to do this book kind of thing, and then I'll just fill in a book with the genre that it is. And I'm going to put 60 books because that is my goal, is 60 this year. Next year. Because this year I have read almost 50 books. So therefore, I'm hoping to read 10 more. I don't know, do I want to do it like this again? It's kind of annoying, to say the least. But I do use, like, how I track from day to day is on my iPad. So I use this, which has, you know, that's why I did time at first, because it shows time here. This is a more accurate, actually, than what's on my book at the moment, because this one I use every day. This is how I figure out my page count. So I see Far Wilder Magic I've read on these days for this time. That's how I remember my page count. So each day I can know how much I read for if I do page count. But do I wanna do it in this grid? I do like looking at the grid. I think it's very satisfying to look at, honestly. So I think I will do that. But this time I'll do page count instead of whatever the fuck I do at the moment. What do I do? Time. We're gonna do yearly reading tracker up here.
My luck ran.
So here's my yearly tracker done. I need to put stickers, but whatever. I did mess up down here. Don't pay attention. Wow, that is not focused. I messed up down here. Oh well, things happen. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm doing it by pages this time instead of numbers. And now I just need to sticker it. I have enough stickers to find something to sticker it. I'll do that later. Let's move on to the next page. This page will be my yearly, can't see. This page will be my yearly reading goal. And I think for that thing with the bookcase, I like the whole bookcase vibe. I'm not sure how to do it quite yet. I think for the bottom of the bookcases, I'm just gonna use color pencil because it'll be easier that way. And then I will use maybe like my black pen. Here's my yearly reading goal. I did not fill the whole page. I don't know what was happening with, I should have made them bigger, but I didn't. But it's still cute. I used these little like tiny house stickers and put them in random places. This should be 60 if I did not miscount. If I read more, maybe I'll like make another stack like along here. So here's what I've done. If it will focus. Here's the yearly reading goal. My genres, colors, and then genre tracker. I made romance 2 blocks, fantasy 2 blocks, and fiction 2 blocks, but classic and mystery. And I misspelled mystery. Don't look at that. I only made 1 block because I don't read them as much as I read the other genres. So I think this page is quite cute. I fixed my mistake, you know, of making this too small. And I have both of them on the same page. Instead of doing the bingo, this time I've decided to do like seasonal reading challenges. So obviously first it will be winter. So after I did my yearly reading goals and like genre tracker, then I did book of the month. And then I'm going to do my reading challenges. So I'm gonna need to figure out some prompts for this. Christmas isn't gonna be involved within my winter reading challenge. So I think maybe next year around Christmas time, I'll have like a Christmas reading challenge, which will be shorter than my seasonal reading challenges. So this is my winter challenge. I did a book set in winter, a winter murder mystery, hot drink on the cover, a fantasy set in the woods, a slow burn romance, a book's title that is a song. So like, for example, Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. After I read that, I couldn't stop singing Love on a Brain by Rihanna. So something like that. A book with food/cooking within, you know, the story. An LGBTQ plus romance, a cozy read, a book made into a movie, a blue book, and then a pink book for, you know, Valentine's Day. And then I have 2 more slots. I'm not sure what to put in them yet, but then I put these cute little winter-esque stickers. So after my reading challenge, I will be going to the next page and starting, this will be January's page. Now, I'm going to do things different than I did before. So I'll showcase August. So before I used to just, you know, do the reading log, how many books, what genres, and how many pages I read, and then I just did the sticky note, like I did the book, and then how I read it, then the stars. So I'm thinking this time, the book's being annoying. This time I want to do something a little bit different. I want to add like something like this. See? Yeah. I want to add something like this where I have like a bit more information, like where I write book, author, and genre and stuff like that. I think it'll be more fun. I do that within my iPad's reading journal, so I think it'll be more fun to do it like this. putting this one down simply for a format. And then I'll probably just, after like this one, I'll just write them all my own. But I want a title, I want to write the title, author, the genre, and then the dates I read it. So like, let's say I started on January 1st, and then I read till January 5th, you know? So I'll write it like that. And I think that's all I'm gonna do for now. I don't know if I'm gonna do much more for this, but like up here is gonna be all my statistics and stuff. And I think I want to try to do more statistics this year rather than what I used to have, just page count. Just what I used to have is, like I said, just books, page count, and then like, you know, the genres. So I think I want to do a little bit more statistics this year. I just noticed I'm like showing you like this. I need to show you like this. There it is. I just noticed I was showing you completely wrong. Like, yeah, you can totally read that.
And thank you for watching me talk about my reading journal and the books I read this month. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a comment down below. I hope to see you again. Bye bye.